40 companies from China in the European Union have applied to mine Bitcoin in Russia. But I think the other day, Russia, they said they are banning all their cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin. And China says, oh, we are banning this thing. But what are they doing today? Someone said, Grant Cardone in his book, The 10 Times Through, he said when he heard about social media, it was like posting every time. And when they ask his competitor, okay, this technology, what do you want to do about it? He says, we're still studying it. We're still studying it. People are going forward with it, you are still studying it. And the latest news is that Church Bank, they are apologizing for buying nearly all the graphic cards on the Russian market. Listen, the news today, if you go on the CoinDesk, I think CoinDesk is saying that um Nivda, Nivda, the guys that produce graphic hardware, they said they recorded a very huge growth in this their GPUI selling. And now we're hearing that HP computers, HP Enterprise, they are actually coming and releasing their first uh, blockchain product. And the United Nations is actually looking to the blockchain to actually use the blockchain to help curb against child trafficking. And we've seen cases where Bill Gates is actually bringing the system, like the Ripple system, to actually, and the blockchain to actually help in his payments. So this thing is something that is actually going beyond. Blockchain has gone beyond cryptocurrencies. Blockchain has gone beyond cryptocurrency. Now this is the news. SCTFT Commissioner Bart Clinton says Bitcoin is not a scam. And the other one is on okay, European Union Commission to assess potential of EU-wide blockchain infrastructure. So you see the European Union, one of the things about the European Union, they have their own army, they have their own parliament, and now they want to see if they can actually build an EU-wide blockchain infrastructure. And I asked the question the other time. I said, what do you guys think of the blockchain industry in the upcoming year? One of the things I think of the upcoming year, what's going to happen with the blockchain industries is going to be a tough one, and it's going to be a rough one. There will be collapse, and many of the sleeping giants, you've seen something like Bitcoin, they're going to shoot up. So if you've not seen the project there's a project that is coming that wants to rival Ethereum. It's called RSK. The RSK coin, they will be launching their ICO in the few months. They released their white paper, I think 2015. So they want to come and help and Bitcoin and scale up the transactions to, I think, 2,000 per second, and some other stuffs. And RSK is a project you should actually look into. But that is not what I want to talk about. Today I want to talk about ENVION. What is ENVION? Now, ENVION, before we talk about ENVION, I want to explain what is initial coin offering. I did a video. If you've not seen the video, I'll put the link, or you could check it out. Initial coin offering is similar to initial public offering. It's similar to venture capital. It's similar to crowdfunding. So people call it crowdfunding. You have a project and you want people to fund the project. You submit it to the venture capitalist fund, like 500 startups and the rest of them. They evaluate your document. Okay, this document, yeah, we see what you actually want to do. Well, let's fund you. or you already been in business and you need money to scale up the business and to do some certain stuff. Okay, you apply and people come and fund you. But the limitations that had to do with the initial public offering, crowdfunding, and the rest of them is there were some restrictions which the SEC actually put. If you don't have $200,000, you cannot actually invest. And if you don't have $200,000 as yearly income for 2 consecutive years, you cannot be permitted to actually invest. And not only that, you are to invest in these companies a minimum of $25,000. How many people can have $25,000 and invest in a company and stock it for 5 years? And you will not have access to it. But today it's not like that. You can actually invest in in a company through initial coin offering, which is the ICOs. And when these things are listed on the exchange, you can choose to sell. So, what is ENVION project all about? Now, the ENVION project, I've talked about all these things that are going on. The EU coming in, they want to look into the blockchain, Ethereum coming in, the Bitcoin fork, and the Bitcoin Gold, and the Bitcoin Cash, and the rest of them. And if you've seen over the, if you go to CoinMarketCap, you see the number of cryptocurrencies now has increased to, I think it's going to over almost 1,300 within a few months. And these things, and more, if you go to coin schedule, you will see a lot of ICUs that are scheduled, or some of them that are actually going on now but have not been listed on the exchanges. So you see more and more are coming. Some are going to the fintech, some are coming to the health, some are coming to the internet, some are coming to privacy, some are for mining, some are for arbitrage, some are for sports, some are for commerce, advertising. So this thing is, it's just spreading everywhere. Like just like the internet came, we have the email, we have the social media, we have the businesses, we have projects coming in into the into the internet, like education and the rest of them. As it's created an opportunity, we have the smartphones now coming in and the rest of them. The blockchain is an industry that has gone beyond Bitcoin. So, and as it has gone beyond Bitcoin, all these things now, all this market now, they are actually depending on tokens, and most of these tokens are mined. Now, if these things are mined, we all know that most of these use certain proofs. Like we have the proof of work, like the Bitcoin use. So, and this thing, unlike the early days where you can actually mine with your computers, you can mine with your just your computers now. You need some certain hardware to actually mine these things, because number one, the supply of Bitcoin is limited, 21 million. And if we go to CoinMarketCap, let's go to CoinMarketCap and let's see how many Bitcoin are now in circulation, and let's see how many of them are yet to be in circulation. So the number is constantly decreasing, and as it's constantly decreasing, the mining of Bitcoin now gets harder, because there are many now. These are the circulating supply. You have over 16 million of Bitcoin, almost 17 million, 16 million, 16 million Bitcoin that are in circulation. And the maximum is 21 million. So we are just about 4 to 5 million Bitcoin away, and most of these are set up at different places. So, and these things are setting up at different places. There is a competition that is going on. And that's why people are like arguing that some of persons are very skeptical. Like, are you sure these people, can I trust Genesis Mining with my money? Can I trust USI Tech? Can I trust Hashflare? Can I trust these companies that are mining? Are they transparent and the rest of them? Now there are issues. People like saying don't think these people are actually transparent with this mining stuff. They might be mining and not giving me what I actually want, or they might be playing a fast one on me. Wait, these are plenty of issues, and you now see that this Bitcoin, it sucks power. The mining sucks a lot of power like mad. Now, what do we want to do? Since these things are gaining traction, ENVION has decided to come into the system and to solve this problem. They want to create a mobile unit where, if you watch the video of the Genesis mining, when Marco, the founder of Genesis mining, when he was giving his TED talk, he said that when he brought these machines and they wanted to mine Bitcoin in New Zealand, they have to be in a very remote location, and they have to keep this thing in such a way that nobody knows that, okay, this is what they're actually using this thing for. Because if people know, they could actually vandalize the place and actually get these things. That is a very big problem. When something is kept in a very central place, and knowing fully well that if people get access to this thing, there's going to be trouble, it becomes very difficult. And that is how you see when the president or the mayor of a state is going, he goes in a very large convoy. And it's it might be sometimes it might be very difficult to actually get access to him, because behind him, ahead of him, at his side, there are security personnel. On the air, there are security personnel. So what's the main thing now? Just like you have the BitTorrent system here, you have a kind of decentralized content sharing system. When you have a decentralized current sharing system, it becomes very difficult to actually attack such systems. So that is what ENVION seeks to do. They want to make it mobile, make it very flexible. If you want to move from place to place, you can actually move these things in containers from place to place without having to do with much hassle. It's scalable, and what they said, as this cryptocurrency business is going and expanding, those who have actually bought these coins, as people see that, yeah, we need to buy more of these things, the value of this coin will begin to increase. Now, you and I can actually profit from this initial coin offering. I think in the nearby future, people like there are guys like the Bit Air, people who have been in the aviation business for over 200 years, 20 years now. Now they are coming in and they are saying they want to scale this thing. They said there are some problems in the aviation industry, so people don't want to reveal their identity and some of the other problems. Okay, now we need to raise some money. Now we have partners with over 200 aviation lines. Now we want to raise money and actually do this thing. So that is why they're coming into the crypto space, not because they want to bring in their own currency, not because they want to rival Bitcoin. No, they are coming with their own technology. They're coming with their own technology. You see, Walmart, when internet came, Walmart embraced the internet. You see, people like Coca-Cola, when internet came, they embraced the internet. McDonald's, they embraced the internet. So, ENVION is seeing a very potential market with the flops and the centralized way mining is being done today. They said we don't want that. We want individuals now to now be able to mine their own coins. And just like I did a video on Wi-Fi Global, where you and I can actually rent our bandwidth to Wi-Fi Global, to someone else, like those undeveloped countries or countries where they don't actually have very much internet access, and someone can actually pay for these stops. So that is one of the things ENVION seek to do. Before we call this video to an end, sorry for taking time too long. is they have given a kind of price calculation, the returns on investment they want to do per year. They want to give you 161% in return on investment per year. So if you're investing, like say $3,000, $3,500, at the end of the at the end of 5 years, you're going to get 61,000, over $61,000, and that is how they calculate. Wait, is this thing sustainable? It's very sustainable, and it's a very nice investment, because if you put your money in the bank and just keep it there, it's not going to give any significant amount of money. So why not invest in companies? The decision has been taken. Why not invest in companies and move this thing, and let's scale this thing. Lastly, I want to show you some projects I've been looking into. Posa Venture Capital. Now, Posa Venture Capital, I did a video on it earlier. I said these guys, they've actually been in the business. They helped some companies actually raise some money. And if I scroll down, you will see some of the projects they have actually worked on so far. So these are some of the projects they've actually worked on so far. So they are coming to the blockchain. So you that is there, you have a business idea. Why not, if you can't actually, if you don't know anything about blockchain and you can't actually code and do all these things, why not just come in, bring in some experts, could contact some guys at Ethereum, you launch a platform, and you could have your own ICO. Register, if you're in places like New York, register with the government, make your company very legal, and you get funds. People are complaining that they don't have funds. This is a way to raise funds. You are registered by law. People, yeah, people. Once you can show to the people, yeah, we are registered, because most of these ICOs are actually coming. Most of them are registering with the government and making them legit, so that we that are investing in these ICOs, we can not just say, okay, well, this project is very exciting, but is there a legal backing? Yeah, there's a legal backing, so we become very excited and we actually invest. So thank you very much for sticking with me. Have a good day.